Surabaya again. Alright. This is story of my epic return to Surabaya. It was one of those days where everything feels super nano, a mix of excitement and exhausted all into one. Long trip seriously mess you up. I always feel like it has been twice into a pretzel, but hey, Surabaya isn't just any city. It's my second home. This place has a vibe that's hard to explain. Lively, chaotic, and somehow always tempting you to hang out. Not even 24 hours after I got here, I was already making move to visit my best friend. His name is Tandev. Her name is Tandev, sorry. This girl practically my family visiting her was non-negotiable. So I pull up at Tandev's house and guess what? Her mom greeted me like I was her long lost kids. She's one of the super family mom who make you feel right at home the second you step in. She started asking me all sort of questions, how I've been, how life treating me, and before I could even answer properly, she hit me with a plate of her legendary home cooked food. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, her cooking is legit. The flavor of this word. Not surprisingly too, she runs a food stall, so she knows her way around the kitchen. What was supposed to be a quick visit turned into me lounging around for hours because honestly the vibes were too good. We ate, we laughed. It was one of those moments where time just flies without you realizing it. In the evening, I decided to hit up Tunjungan Plaza. If you ever been to Surabaya and haven't visited this mall, are you even living? Tunjungan Plaza is always packed, like seriously, it doesn't matter what day or time it is. I thought maybe since it was a weekday, it feels chill. Nope, wrong. It feels like half of Surabayan people decided to show up at the same time. But hey, I had a mission. My mission is fit my glasses. The lens were blurry because yours truly too. It be a smart to clean them by myself. Turned out my glasses were beyond saving. I need new lens. But since my wallet was already crying from this month expense, I decided to hold off for now and just squint my way through life for a bit longer. After dealing with the glasses drama, my stomach started growing like crazy. Me and Tande was craving sushi, but somehow we end up at this spot serving spicy Nusantara noodles inside. Talk about random combos, noodles and sushi, but hey, craving does follow logic, right? The noodles were fire, spicy, and savory in all the right ways. We didn't end up grabbing sushi afterward because Tandev called resize. We sat near this big window overlooking the mall crowd. It was basically free entertainment. Couple were walking around like they were in a rom-com. Mom were yelling at their kids who were running wild. And dads were lugging shopping bag like it was their full-time job. By the time I got back home that night, it was light. The streets were quiet and the sky was pitch black. I tried sneaking in quickly so I wouldn't wake anyone up. But no, my mom was waiting for me in the living room with her classic half worried, half sarcastic look. She hit me with the iconic mom line. Why bother coming home? Why not just stay out all night? Oh. But deep down, I knew it was her way of saying she missed me. Mom are funny like that. Passive-aggressive love at it finds. The weekend rolled around and I had planned with my friend Aziza and Kiki, two of my Ride or Die squad members. Aziza had been playing this hangout for a week, while Kiki joined last minute because he's the king of randomness. He literally showed up right after cards. We decided to hit up Pasar Tunjungan because we heard there was a new photo box spot that looked cute, super cute for Instagram pics. But guess what? Expectation versus reality struck again. The place was fake, like sardines in a can packet. No chance of getting design photo without someone photobombing us every 5 seconds. So we scrapped the photo box idea and head over to Bagejo. Instead, a chill hangout spot that isn't exactly fancy but gets the job done. At Bagejo, we grabbed seat and started chatting about everything under the moon, work drama, crash update, and random gossip that had us laughing until our stomachs hurt. It feels so good catching up with them. Conversations like this are pure soul therapy. After Bagejo, we wandered around Tunjungan Market looking for snack and random knick-knack. There's something magical about strolling through crowded markets with your bestie. It makes you forget how tired you are. We stopped by a few stalls where I ended up buying some quirky earring, a cute ring that screamed, "Buy me!" Frozen food skewer for late night munchies at home, an SD that tastes like heaven on a hot day. Talking with Aziza and Kiki while browsing felt oddly therapeutic. It wasn't deep or heavy stuff, just like heart ponder that made everything feel okay in the world for a while. Unfortunately, our hangout has to end sooner than we want because Aziza need to pick up cat food. Monday came around way too fast. Time to get back on the grind at the coffee shop where I work part-time. After such an action-packed weekend, jumping straight into work felt rough, like major jet lag 5. But hey, gotta hustle. The stop was quieter than usual since college kids hadn't started their new semester yet. Just when I thought it'd be another uneventful shift, my friends show up to accompany me. They chill in the corner booth while waiting for me to finish my shift, occasionally teasing me from across the room but also being super supportive in their own goofy way.